As he continues to recuperate from a crippling stroke, American Pickers star Fritz has taken the necessary steps to prepare his official will for his estate, which is estimated to be worth $6 million. After suffering a stroke in July 2022 at the age of 60, Frank had to be placed under the care of a conservator and a guardian. The United States Sun has been given the unique right to announce that Frank's attorney submitted a will prior to death on October 11, 2023. According to the records from the Iowa courts, the file was done in order to safekeep the will of the American Pickers star. The will has been examined by a court from Iowa who approved it. It is believed that Frank has a net worth of $6 million. Public health emergency. In July 2022, Frank suffered a stroke at his farm in Iowa just as he was beginning his inpatient rehabilitation program following a stay in the hospital. In August of 2022, it was revealed by the United States Sun that conservatorship and guardianship papers had been submitted on behalf of Frank. Chris Davis, his buddy, has been appointed as the guardian, while Midwestone Bank has been appointed as the conservator. According to the documents that were obtained by the United States Sun, the following statement can be found in them. Because of his stroke, Mr. Fritz's decision-making capacity is so compromised that he is unable to care for his own safety or to provide for needs such as food, shelter, clothes, or medical care, without which physical injury or illness may occur. Because Mr. Fritz's capacity for decision-making is so damaged, he is unable to make, communicate, or carry out significant decisions about his own financial affairs. An exhibit from a physician that purports to assert that Frank does not possess the mental capacity to make decisions was included in the court files. The legal documents continued, saying that decisions needed to be made regarding Mr. Fritz's care and placement while he continued to recuperate from his injuries and receive treatment for them. It is imperative that a guardian and conservator be appointed in order to prevent any immediate harm coming to him. Frank will receive assistance from the guardian with his treatment for Crohn's illness and his ongoing physical therapy. He will also assist the TV personality in going to activities, shopping for groceries, and cooking for him. Feeling much better. Today, Frank is doing better, as his close friend earlier shared with the United States Sun. Frank continues to recover daily. Although recovery from a stroke is never complete, he should be okay. He is aware of everything that is taking place. If he were here right now, you would be able to sit down and have a conversation with him. He continues to be the same Frank. After suffering the stroke, Frank was unable to walk and needed a ramp built outside of his home in Iowa because he used a wheelchair. The friend said that although he is able to walk, he would always require the use of a wheelchair because he is unable to walk for very long distances. In a nutshell, you lose your motion. He ceased all motion. It's possible for a stroke to affect either your left or right side. In his case, it was his right. According to the Insider, Frank is still participating in outpatient therapy on a weekly basis for a few hours. The phrase private person best describes Frank, who enjoys being totally out of the limelight. According to the buddy, the most widespread misunderstanding about Frank concerns his health. He's had a stroke, but he's definitely not debilitated to the point where he can't do anything or do whatever he wants, the Insider added. He's definitely not debilitated. That is not something that concerns him in the least. Simply making certain adjustments to his routine slowed him down significantly. Frank is exactly the same as always. He possesses a positive demeanor as well as a wonderful sense of humor. His frame of mind is optimistic. We never stop making each other laugh. You have to look on the bright side of things in order for him to accept all that has happened. His mind is clear, he's a cheerful guy, and he has a good sense of humor, you can say of him. In addition, he suggested that the conservatorship would be temporary. The dismissal of Frank. On the episode that aired in March of 2020, Frank made his final appearance on American Pickers. After undergoing back surgery, which left him with 185 stitches and 2 rods implanted in his spine, he had taken some time off to heal throughout his recovery. During his time away from the show, Frank went to a treatment center in Iowa for alcohol addiction and stayed there for 77 days. He also dropped 65 pounds. During the interview in 2021 with the United States Sun, Frank also discussed the conflict he had with his co-star Mike. Frank shared his thoughts, saying, "I haven't spoken to Mike in almost 2 years. He was aware that I was having back problems, yet he did not get in touch with me to see how I was doing. That's the way things have to be." The broadcast is slanted in his favor 1,100%. "Even if I bent down that far, I wouldn't be able to show you how much there is. That's not a problem. Imagine that you have Aerosmith and that Steven Tyler is the lead singer of the band. I was able to secure a position on the show. Currently, I am in second place and he is in first. That doesn't bother me at all, but it sounds like maybe he has a problem." In addition to this, he confessed, "I think Mike wants to get his brother Robbie in there to replace me. I have no idea why he is acting in such a hostile manner toward me." Friendius once more. However, a mutual acquaintance shared with the Quad City Times that Frank and Mike's relationship has been patched up, as seen by a poignant reunion that took place during the Memorial Day weekend. In the past, a source had stated the following on their friendship to the United States Sun: "Everything between them is oak. They had been friends for the past 4 decades. They were classmates in high school, and they've been through all of this together." An insider told the reporter that Mike had stopped by Frank's house a few times after the stroke he suffered, and the two still call and email each other today, following the birth of Sumnal.